Dr. Abigail Thompson had dedicated 15 years of her life to neurology at New Hope Hospital in New York City. Over her career, she had witnessed 47 cases of deep coma. Only 3 patients had ever awakened, but never had she seen what was unfolding before her in room 407 at 6:47 a.m. on October 12, 2024. When she dialed Olivia Reynolds, her voice trembled, something a neurologist with 15 years of experience simply doesn't do. Something a woman of science, accustomed to delivering the bleakest prognoses, wouldn't allow. "Mrs. Reynolds, I need you to come to the hospital. Right away." Olivia Reynolds, 38 years old, owner of Reynolds Group Hospitality with 12 luxury properties across the country, was sitting in her office. It was 6:50 a.m. She'd already been working for 2 hours because work was the only way to avoid thinking, to avoid feeling, to avoid completely collapsing. "What happened?" Olivia asked. Her voice was flat, emotionless. 7 months of preparing yourself for the worst call teaches you to feel nothing until you have confirmation. "It's about Emily." Olivia's heart stopped. "Is she?" "No, she's not dead. But I need you to come here. It's urgent." "What happened?" Dr. Thompson paused. 3 seconds that felt like an eternity. "Your housekeeper, Maria Sanchez. Are you aware that she's been coming to the hospital every morning?" Olivia froze. "What? No. I only asked her to bring a few things 2 or 3 times." "Mrs. Reynolds, Maria has been coming every day for the past 3 months. At 5 a.m. That doesn't make sense." "What for?" "To pray with Emily." Olivia dropped the phone. Because to understand what happened that morning of October 12th, to comprehend how something declared impossible by 47 neurologists became real, you need to know the whole story, the 7 months of hell that led to that moment. And you need to know about Maria, the 52-year-old housekeeper who chose to believe when science couldn't, who chose to pray when a mother no longer had the strength, who decided that a 2% chance was enough. If you've ever lost faith, if science has ever given you a devastating prognosis and you stopped believing in miracles, if someone has ever prayed for you when you couldn't pray for yourself, then you'll understand why this story exists. March 3rd, 2024, 4:35 p.m., 5th Avenue, New York City. Olivia Reynolds was driving her black Escalade, returning from picking up her daughter Emily from her ballet class. Emily was 8 years old, top of her 3rd grade class, a promising dancer. With a permanent smile, in the back seat, Emily was practicing ballet steps with her hands, singing a song from Frozen. "Mom, did you know the teacher said I can be in the main recital today? I'm going to be the White Swan." Olivia smiled. The best moment of her day. Those 15 minutes in the car with Emily, before arriving home, before work, just the 2 of them. The traffic light was green. Olivia drove through the intersection. She didn't see the truck. The tractor-trailer driver had worked 14 hours straight without a break. He fell asleep for 3 seconds. Just 3. He ran the red light at 45 miles per hour. The impact was on the passenger side, where Emily was sitting. Olivia remembers the sound, the twisting metal, the exploding glass, and then silence. When she opened her eyes, she was hanging from her seatbelt. The car was on its side. She had blood on her face, but she could move. She turned toward the back seat. Emily was motionless. Her eyes were closed, blood in her hair. The right side of the car completely destroyed. "Emily, my love, open your eyes, please." Nothing. Paramedics arrived in 8 minutes. They extracted Emily from the car with extreme care. Olivia was screaming, trying to get to her. A paramedic stopped her. "Mom, you're injured too. You need medical attention." "I don't care, my daughter. I need to go with my daughter." They took her to New Hope Hospital. Emily went straight into emergency surgery. Severe traumatic brain injury, internal bleeding, skull fracture. Olivia waited outside the operating room for 6 hours, alone. Emily's father had abandoned them when Emily was 2 years old. There was no one else, just Olivia, and an 8-year-old girl fighting for her life. At 11 p.m., the neurosurgeon came out, Dr. Michael Davies. He had saved Emily's life, but there's always a but. Mrs. Reynolds, the surgery was successful. We stopped the bleeding, repaired the fracture, but the trauma to the brain was severe, very severe. Emily is in a deep coma. Glasgow coma scale of 4. That's very serious. Is she going to wake up? The doctor lowered his gaze. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. We've done everything humanly possible. Now we can only wait and pray. Olivia didn't pray. She had stopped believing in God when Emily's father left them, when she had to build her empire alone, when she learned that no one saves you except yourself. But that night, for the first time in 6 years, Olivia closed her eyes and prayed, please, if you exist, don't take her from me. Not her, anything but her. Emily didn't wake up. Not that night, nor the next morning, nor the following week. The doctors ran tests, MRIs, brain scans, consultations with specialists from Houston, from Spain. The best neurologists Olivia's money could buy. They all said the same thing. The brain damage is extensive. Probability of complete recovery, less than 1%. Probability of waking up, 2%. Probability of permanent vegetative state, 98%. 2%. Olivia clung to that number like a drowning person clings to a life raft. For the first month, Olivia lived at the hospital. She slept in a chair beside Emily's bed. She talked to her. She read her stories. She sang the songs Emily loved, Frozen, Moana, all the Disney soundtracks that Emily had memorized. But Emily didn't respond. Her eyes remained closed, her body motionless. Only the machines kept her breathing. Only the tubes kept her nourished. On day 45, something inside Olivia broke. It wasn't dramatic. There was no collapse. She just gave up. She stopped going to the hospital every day. She started going 3 times a week, then 2, then 1. She couldn't bear it, seeing Emily like that, connected to machines. No life behind those closed eyes. It was like seeing her daughter dead, but still breathing. A torture worse than death itself. So Olivia did what she had always done when the pain was unbearable. She worked. She worked 16 hours a day. Meetings, contracts, new properties, expansion to Cancun, to Los Cabos. Every minute working was a minute without thinking about Emily in that hospital, without thinking that her daughter would probably never wake up. In month 4, Olivia needed help around the house. Her $4 million home in the Upper East Side had become a mausoleum. Emily's room untouched, her ballet slippers beside the bed, her gymnastics trophies on the shelves, her drawings on the refrigerator. Olivia couldn't bring herself to enter that room. She couldn't see anything of Emily's without completely breaking down. She hired Maria Sanchez through an agency, 52 years old, experience in cleaning and home care, impeccable references, modest salary of $3,500 a month. The interview lasted 10 minutes. Can you start tomorrow? Olivia asked. Yes, ma'am. That was it. Olivia didn't even ask her why she wanted the job. She didn't care. She just needed someone to keep that house running while she hid at work. Maria started on July 8, 2024, 4 months after the accident, 3 months after Olivia had stopped believing in miracles. At first, Maria did exactly what she'd been asked. Cleaning, cooking, laundry, impeccable work, silent, efficient. She arrived at 7 a.m., left at 5 p.m. Olivia barely saw her. Leaving the house at 6 a.m., returning at 10 p.m. The house was clean, the food prepared. Maria was gone. The system worked. But there was something about Maria that Olivia noticed from the beginning, a sadness in her eyes, as if she too carried a pain that never went away. One afternoon, 2 weeks after hiring Maria, Olivia came home early, 6 p.m. She needed some documents from her study. Maria was in the living room, on her knees, in front of a small altar that Olivia had never seen. An image of the Virgin Mary, candles, a rosary, and Maria was crying, praying softly. Olivia stopped at the doorway. She shouldn't be listening, but she couldn't move. The words she heard, "Holy Virgin, I know I have no right to ask you for anything. I stopped praying 15 years ago when you took my Lupita from me. But this child, Emily, please, don't let her mother go through what I went through. Please." Olivia felt something crack in her throat. Maria had lost a daughter. She left without a sound, didn't confront Maria, didn't ask, simply left. But something had changed. Olivia now knew. Maria wasn't just an employee. She was someone who understood the pain of losing a daughter, or of being about to lose one. 2 days later, Olivia asked Maria to take some things to the hospital. Clean clothes for Emily, the teddy bear Emily loved, things that Olivia couldn't take herself because she couldn't bear to go to the hospital more than once a week. "Of course, ma'am," Maria accepted. "What time would you like me to go?" "In the morning, whenever you can." Maria went, and when she returned that afternoon, her eyes were red. She'd been crying. Olivia didn't ask, and Maria said nothing, but something had begun. Something that Olivia wouldn't see for months. Something that would change everything. Because Maria hadn't just taken the things to the hospital. She had stayed. She had entered room 407. She had seen Emily. And something in Maria broke and healed at the same time. That 8-year-old girl, connected to machines, with her eyes closed, with brown hair the same as her Lupita's, the same age her Lupita had been when she died. Maria saw her daughter, and she saw a second chance. Not to save Lupita, that was impossible. Lupita had died of leukemia 15 years ago. Maria had prayed for 2 years. God hadn't listened. Or maybe he had, but the answer was no. Maria stopped believing that day, stopped praying, stopped going to Mass, stopped using her rosary. But now, looking at Emily, Maria felt something she hadn't felt in 15 years. Faith. Not faith that Emily would wake up, but faith that someone had to pray for her, and if Olivia couldn't, Maria would. The next day, Maria arrived at the hospital at 5 a.m. 2 hours before her shift at Olivia's house. She entered room 407. Emily was alone. The nurses made rounds every 2 hours. Maria had 60 minutes. She knelt beside the bed, took out her rosary, the one she hadn't touched in 15 years, and began to pray. "Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee." Her hands trembled. The words came out broken. She had forgotten what it felt like to pray. But she continued. And when she finished the rosary, she spoke to Emily, as if Emily could hear her. "My child, I don't know you, but I know you're in there, trapped, scared. Your mom can't come every day because it hurts her too much, but I'm going to come every day, and I'm going to pray, and I'm going to believe. Even if science says it's impossible, I'm going to believe for both of us, for you and for me." Maria did that every day, for 3 months, without anyone knowing, without Olivia having any idea, arriving at 5 a.m., praying until 6 a.m., then going to Olivia's house and working as if nothing had happened. No one saw her, no one asked. It was just Maria and Emily and God, if he was listening. But someone was watching. Lupita Gonzalez, a night shift nurse. She had worked at New Hope Hospital for 20 years, and every morning at 5:15 a.m., she saw Maria enter room 407. At first, she thought Maria had permission, that she was family. But after 2 weeks, she asked, "Excuse me, ma'am, are you related to Emily?" Maria turned pale. "No, I'm her mother's housekeeper. I just come to pray." Lupita looked at her, and instead of telling her she couldn't be there, instead of reporting her, Lupita smiled. Then keep praying. That little girl needs all the prayers she can get. And so Maria continued, with the silent blessing of a nurse who also believed in miracles. But Olivia knew none of this. Olivia continued working 16 hours a day, visiting Emily once a week, 15 minutes max, entering, looking at Emily, touching her hand, and leaving before she collapsed. The doctors had told her to talk to Emily, to play music for her, to stimulate her, but Olivia couldn't. Every time she tried to speak, only sobs came out. Every time she saw Emily like that, she felt like she was dying inside. So she stopped trying and let the guilt consume her, because it was easier to feel guilt than to feel hope. Because hope hurt more when it broke. On day 120 of Emily's coma, Olivia was at home reviewing documents. It was Sunday, 10 a.m. Maria didn't work Sundays. Olivia went into the study to look for some contracts, and she saw something in the trash can, a rosary broken with loose beads scattered at the bottom. Olivia took it out, inspected it. It was old, worn, as if someone had used it for years, decades. Whose was it? Olivia didn't pray. She didn't own rosaries. And Maria was the only other person in that house. Was Maria praying? Olivia felt something strange, not anger, not surprise, but hope, small, fragile. But there, if Maria was praying, if Maria still believed, maybe, just maybe, there was something to believe in. Olivia didn't know what to do with that thought. So, she did what she always did. She ignored it, put the rosary in a drawer, and went to work. But something had changed, something small, a crack in the wall of hopelessness that Olivia had built, and that crack was about to become a chasm, because what Olivia didn't know was that at that precise moment, Maria was at New Hope Hospital, just like every Sunday, praying with Emily, and something impossible was about to happen. October 12th, 2024, 6:47 a.m. Dr. Abigail Thompson made that call to Olivia, and now Olivia was driving like a maniac towards New Hope Hospital, 47 minutes in morning traffic, each second an eternity. What had happened? Why did the doctor sound like that? Scared, surprised, hopeful, and Maria? Had Maria been going to the hospital every day for 3 months without saying a word? Olivia arrived at the hospital at 7:34 a.m. She ran to the elevator, 4th floor, room 407. Dr. Thompson was waiting outside the room, and when she saw Olivia, she did something doctors never do. She smiled. "Mrs. Reynolds, before you go in, I need to explain something. What happened? Is Emily okay?" "Emily is..." The doctor searched for the right words. "Emily is better than she's been in 7 months." Olivia felt her legs give way. "What does that mean?" "It means I need to show you something, but first, I want you to meet someone." The doctor opened the door to room 407, and there, sitting next to Emily's bed, was Maria. Maria stood up immediately. "Mrs. Reynolds, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have come without permission. It's just that..." "Wait," interrupted Olivia. "How long have you been coming here?" Maria lowered her gaze. 3 months. "Every day?" "Yes." "What time?" 5 a.m. Olivia looked at the doctor, then at Maria, then at Emily in the bed, motionless, as always. "Why?" asked Olivia, her voice breaking. "Why are you doing this?" Maria had tears in her eyes, because someone had to pray for her. "And you couldn't..." "I understand that. Believe me, I understand that pain. So I thought, if I pray for both of them, maybe God will listen." Olivia couldn't speak. Her throat was completely closed. Dr. Thompson intervened. "Mrs. Reynolds, there's something else. Lupita Sanchez, the night nurse. She's seen Maria every morning. And Lupita keeps a record of Emily's vital signs every hour. And in the last 3 months, since Maria started coming, Emily's vital signs have improved, slightly, but consistently. Her heart rate is more stable, her blood pressure more regulated, her brain activity. The doctor paused. There are small spikes of activity, very small, but they weren't there before. Olivia felt the world tilt. What are you saying? I'm saying, I can't explain it scientifically, but something is happening. And it started when Maria started coming. At that moment, Lupita Sanchez, the nurse, entered the room. She was carrying a small notebook, spiral-bound, worn. "Ma'am," said Lupita, looking at Olivia, "I found this in Maria's coat pocket 2 weeks ago. Maria asked me to keep it for her, but I think you need to see it." She handed the notebook to Olivia. Olivia opened it, and what she saw broke her heart and healed it at the same time. It was a record, day by day, 90 days, each page, a date, each date, a prayer, each prayer, a specific request. July 15th, 2024. Day 1. Dear God, I know I haven't prayed in 15 years. I know I blamed you when you took Lupita from me. But this girl, Emily, needs a miracle, and her mom needs me to believe. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to pray every day. Even if I don't see results, even if it hurts, I'm going to believe. Request that Emily opens her eyes. July the 16th, 2024. Day 2. Emily didn't open her eyes today, but I read online that people in comas can sometimes hear, so I sang to her, the lullaby I used to sing to Lupita. Emily didn't move, but I felt something, like Lupita was there, telling me to keep going. Request that Emily knows she's not alone. Olivia turned the pages, tears falling on the paper. 90 days of faith, 90 days of Maria kneeling beside her daughter, praying, believing, hoping. August 23rd, 2024, day 40. Today, Dr. Thompson saw me in the hallway. She asked if I was family. I said no, that I just come to pray. She looked at me funny, but she didn't kick me out. Thank you, God. Let me keep coming. Request that the doctors see what I see, that Emily is fighting. September 1st, 2024, day 49. Lupita, the nurse, told me something today. She said Emily's vital signs are improving. Small, but improving. I asked if that meant something. She said she didn't know. But to keep praying, not to lose faith, so that's what I'll do. Request that this small change is the beginning of something big. October 10th, 2024, day 88. Today, something happened when I was singing to Emily. Her finger, the pinky finger of her right hand, moved just a millimeter. Maybe it wasn't even real. Maybe it was my imagination. But God, if it was real, if Emily is in there listening to me, please, let me give her back to her mom. Please. Request that Emily wakes up. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to keep praying until she does. Olivia closed the notebook. She couldn't read anymore. She collapsed in the chair next to Emily's bed. Maria, she whispered, why? Why are you doing this for someone you don't even know? Maria knelt in front of Olivia, took her hands, because 15 years ago, I lost my daughter, Lupita. She was 9 years old, leukemia. I prayed for 2 years. I took Lupita to church even when she was too weak to walk. I promised God everything, my life, my soul, whatever it took, as long as He saved her. Maria's voice broke completely, but God didn't save her, and I stopped believing. I stopped praying. I got angry. I told God that if He couldn't save an innocent child, then He didn't deserve my faith. Maria wiped her tears, but when I saw Emily, when I saw her there, connected to those machines, the same age as Lupita when she died, something in me broke, and I realized I couldn't save Lupita, but maybe I could pray for Emily. Maybe God didn't listen to me before, but maybe He would listen to me now, not for me, but for you, so that you wouldn't lose your daughter like I lost mine. Olivia embraced Maria, and for the first time in 7 months, she didn't cry from despair. She cried from gratitude. "Thank you," she whispered. "Thank you for believing when I couldn't. Thank you for praying when I had no strength. Thank you for loving my daughter." Dr. Thompson allowed that moment to pass. Then she spoke. "There's something else you need to know." Olivia and Maria looked at her. This morning, at 6:30 a.m., Lupita was doing her final rounds before the shift change. She entered room 407 to check on Emily's vitals. The doctor paused, her voice trembling slightly, and she saw something she hadn't seen in 7 months. "What?" Olivia asked, her voice barely a whisper. Emily's eyelids were moving, as if she was trying to open them. "Lupita called me immediately. When I arrived, she was fighting, trying to wake up." Olivia stood up. She approached the bed. She looked at Emily, immobile, eyes closed, as always. But no, not as always, because now Olivia knew Emily was fighting. Emily was trying to come back. "My love," Olivia whispered. She took Emily's hand, the hand that Maria had held for 90 days. "It's Mom. I'm here, and Maria is here, and we're not going anywhere. Not until you open those eyes." Maria knelt on the other side of the bed. She took Emily's other hand and began to pray aloud, with a faith that had been dormant for 15 years, but now burned brighter than ever. "Hail Mary, full of grace." Olivia didn't know the words, but she listened, and for the first time since the accident, she felt hope, real, tangible, possible. Dr. Thompson watched from the door and thought about something her grandmother had told her when she was studying medicine. "Science is powerful, but there are things science cannot measure: love, faith, miracles, and maybe, just maybe, those things were more powerful than any medical textbook could explain." What would you have done if you discovered a stranger had been praying for your child for months in secret, expecting nothing in return? Would you have felt gratitude, or would you have felt shame that someone else had the faith you lost? Because here's the painful truth. Sometimes we lose hope. Sometimes the pain is so great that we stop believing. And in those moments, we need someone to believe for us, someone to kneel when we can no longer, someone to pray when we have no words. Maria was that person for Olivia, and Emily, unknowingly, unasked, undeservedly, just because love needs no reasons. It just needs hands willing to hold and faith willing to believe against all logic. But this isn't over yet, because the real miracle, the moment that would change everything, was just hours away. And when it arrived, no one, not even Dr. Thompson with her 15 years of experience, could explain it. 3 hours passed. 3 hours of Olivia and Maria sitting beside Emily, 3 hours of Maria praying, 3 hours of Olivia crying and talking to her daughter like she hadn't in months. At 10:42 a.m., it happened. Emily moved her eyelids. Barely, but they moved. Olivia froze. "Did you see that?" Maria stopped praying. "Yes, I saw it." The two women leaned over the bed, staring intently at Emily, waiting, and then, like the smallest but most powerful miracle in the universe, Emily's eyes opened, not completely, only halfway, after 7 months without using them, but they opened, and Emily looked directly at Olivia. Olivia let out a sound she didn't even know she could make, something between a scream and a sob. "Emily, baby, you see me? Do you see me?" Emily's eyes moved, slowly, confused, but they moved, looking at her mother's face, trying to focus. Olivia touched Emily's cheek. "It's Mom, my love. It's Mom. You're awake. You're awake." Dr. Thompson rushed into the room. She had seen the monitors from her office. Emily's brain activity had spiked, and when she saw Emily with her eyes open, she wept too. "This shouldn't be possible," she whispered. "Glasgow coma scale of 4, 7 months, 2% chance. This shouldn't." "But it is," Maria said, her voice firm. "Because God listened. Emily tried to move her mouth, her lips trembling, trying to form a word. A single word she had forgotten how to say. Olivia leaned closer to Emily's mouth. "My love, I'm here. What do you want to say?" And Emily, with all the effort of a little girl who had been trapped in silence for 212 days, whispered, "Ma, Ma." It wasn't clear. It was barely audible, like vocal cords that hadn't been used in a lifetime, but it was the most beautiful word Olivia had ever heard. "Yes, yes, baby. It's Mom. I'm here. I'm never going away." Emily's eyes then moved towards Maria, looking at her as if she recognized her. "That's Maria," Olivia said through tears. She's been taking care of you, praying for you, every day. She brought you back." Emily lifted her hand, barely a few inches, trembling, and extended it towards Maria. Maria took that small hand and held it like she had held her own daughter's hand 15 years ago, like she had held this same hand during 90 days of prayer. "Hello, my sweet girl," Maria whispered. "Welcome back." And Emily, with her eyes barely opened with tears running down her cheeks, whispered another word, a word that Maria would never forget. Angel. Emily had said angel, looking at Maria. Maria collapsed, falling to her knees, crying so hard she couldn't breathe, because her daughter Lupita, before she died, had told her something. "Mommy, you're going to be someone else's angel someday." "I know it." And now, 15 years later, a little girl who had awakened from an impossible coma was telling her exactly that. If you didn't feel chills right now, if you don't have tears streaming down your face, if you aren't thinking about the miracles you stopped believing were possible, then you're not understanding what just happened. Because this wasn't just a little girl waking up from a coma. This was a mother getting her daughter back. A housekeeper regaining her faith, a woman healing the pain of losing her own daughter by saving another. This was God saying, "Yes, I heard, and I answered, not when you wanted, but when you needed it most." Dr. Thompson ran comprehensive tests, brain scans, neurological exams, consultations with specialists. They all said the same thing: impossible. Not because of the awakening, that, although rare, can happen, but because of the speed. Emily was answering simple questions on the third day. She recognized objects. She remembered her full name. Her memory was intact. In normal cases of a 7-month coma, recovery takes years. If there is any recovery, that is. But Emily was defying every medical rule. A week after the awakening, Dr. Thompson asked Maria if she could examine Emily's bed, because she wanted to understand. She needed to understand. When she lifted the pillow, she found something. A medal, small, silvered, of the Virgin Mary. "How long has this been here, Tutu?" she asked. Maria lowered her gaze. 90 days. I put it there the first day I came to pray. I thought if Emily had the Virgin close by, she wouldn't be alone." The doctor held the medal, and on the back, she read an engraved inscription: "For Lily, with eternal love, Mom." The medal that Maria had given her own daughter before she passed. The only thing she had left of Lily. And Maria had left it with Emily for 90 days because she believed Emily needed it more. Dr. Thompson returned the medal to Maria. "Keep it, or give it to Emily, because I believe this medal has more healing power than any medicine I could prescribe." 3 weeks after awakening, Emily could speak complete sentences. A month later, she could sit up. 2 months later, she took her first steps with help. The doctors couldn't explain it. They called Emily a medical miracle. They presented her at conferences. They wrote articles, but they all knew the truth. It wasn't the medicine. It was a 52-year-old housekeeper who knelt at 5 a.m. for 90 days and believed when no one else could. Today, now, Emily is 9 years old. She walks. She runs. She returned to ballet. Not at the level she was before, but she dances. And for Olivia, seeing her dance even one step is more beautiful than any perfect recital. Maria is no longer a housekeeper. She is officially Emily's godmother. She lives with them. She's family. Olivia sold 4 of her 12 hotels. She uses that money to run the Emily's Miracle Foundation, a foundation that pays housekeepers, nurses, caregivers to go to hospitals and pray with children in comas. 120 children in the program. 47 employees trained by Maria. 2 more children have awakened. The doctors don't understand it, but Olivia does. Maria does. Miracles don't come when you ask for them. They come when someone kneels and believes for you, when you can't anymore. And now you have 2 options. You can close this video and forget you heard it, or you can ask yourself, who needs me to pray for them? Who needs me to believe when they can't? Who is my Emily? Because Maria wasn't special. She had no powers. She wasn't a saint. She was just a woman who had lost everything and decided she wouldn't let another mother go through the same thing. Emily said her first word after 7 months of silence, "Mommy." And then she looked at the woman who gave her back her life and said, "Angel." If that doesn't make you believe in miracles, then you weren't listening. This is the story of Maria, of Olivia, and of Emily. 3 women who learned that faith doesn't move mountains because it's powerful, but because it's the only thing left when everything else fails. Thank you for listening. Thank you for believing. And please, if someone in your life needs a miracle, kneel, pray, believe. Even if science says it's impossible, because sometimes, just sometimes, the impossible is waiting for someone to be stubborn enough to try anyway.